Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching my channel. My name's Karen. I'm an astrologer, I'm an art therapist, I'm a tarot reader. I'm interested in all things archetypal and mythic journey and hero's journey, anything that's about human potential and how we can fully express that. And today I want to talk about something that I call the primary archetypal signature, which you can derive from your astrology. Let me share my screen with you. Play from start. Okay. So the archetypal signature is derived from your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. And those are the primary planets that determine your basic setup. So your moon is your internal, your sun is your external, your sun is your identity, your ego, your self-expression. And lots of times we actually grow into that identity. We learn to be a Leo or learn to be a Pisces. Whereas the moon is actually our emotional, instinctual nature, something that we're very familiar with. It comes very easy to us. So for instance, the moon is also, whatever sign the moon is in, that colors how we respond to, let's say, being in an argument. If you have a moon in Libra and you get into an argument, the Libra will go, oh my God, can't we just all get along? Because Libra energy hates arguments. If you are a Pisces, you might feel like a victim and you're being picked on, even if it's possibly a legit argument. How we respond, by the way, doesn't necessarily mean that is determined by your moon. That goes back to what sign your Mars is in, but we get to that some other time. So sun external, moon internal, and then your rising sign or ascendant is what people will see when they first meet you. So imagine you're a house, you only have one window, the window is tinted blue. If someone looks inside, everything inside is tinted blue. So that is the mask that you're wearing. That's the filter through which the outside world, the people who aren't close to you, actually see you. And then every sign is associated with a number of archetypes. So for instance, Taurus could be a farmer or a builder, but it could also be a stubborn mule. Taurus, super stubborn. You never change a Taurus's mind unless they want to. Pisces could be a mystic, a poet, or a victim or an addict. And Gemini is a communicator or a storyteller. Any of those apply to those. And these archetypes, these patterns, an archetype is a pattern, basically, in the simplest sense, we're using to create the sentence. So as an example, John has a Taurus sun, Pisces moon, and Gemini rising. Now, if John was expressing this on a spectrum, because this is a spectrum, again, there's multiple archetypes that apply to each sign. If he was expressing it on a higher vibe, taking the high road, to quote Michelle Obama, he would be, John is the builder, see here, Taurus, with the soul of the healer, Pisces, wearing the mask of the storyteller, Gemini. And then if John wasn't quite so evolved, John would be the materialist with the soul of the addict, again, referring back to Pisces, wearing the mask of the eternal adolescent, which is a Gemini aspect. So let's look at some examples. Ghislaine Maxwell, she is the woman who recruited underage girls for convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Don't get me started, but she's been all over the news. And actually, all the charts that I'm using are for people where I can actually look up the correct birth time. There's astrology databases where people collect these, so astrologers can do research, and I'm only using people whose birth time is actually exact. There's some other people that I would love to look up, and I don't have a birth time. So anyway, we do have this one. So her high manifestation of her setup is she's the strategist with the soul of the aristocrat, wearing the mask of the storyteller. This is the woman who apparently ran that whole system in the background. So strategist, storyteller. And then the not so high or even lower manifestation would be that she's the schemer with the soul of the prima donna, wearing the mask of the trickster. The next one is Kim Kardashian. Actually, I wanted to do Kanye because he's been in the news, but one, I couldn't find a birth time, and two, he has mental health issues, and I actually don't want to comment on that. But since she has a birth time, I thought, let's look at her, because she's, this must be a really hard time for her, obviously. So Sun in Libra, Moon in Pisces, and Rising is Sag. Her high manifestation, she's the lawyer. Believe it or not, the lawyer is actually an archetype of Libra. And she is, if you didn't know this, she is actually studying to be a lawyer in sort of a weird mentorship kind of program that's not law school. So I don't know how it all works, but she got it. She's doing it. So she's a lawyer with the soul of the romantic, surely, even under all that smarts and business acumen. I think she's very much a romantic, and she's wearing the mask of the gypsy. And the gypsy is someone who basically, they do their own thing. They don't give a shit what other people think. They wear what they want. They just, and interestingly, with the Kardashian clan, they have their own sort of tribe, and she might be feuding with her tribe, but I think when it chips her down, she knows the people who will support her. And then the not so high manifestation of her would be that that should be a she. Sorry. She's the flirt with the soul of the victim. Again, must be feeling a bit like that right now with everything's going on, wearing the mask of the guileless fool. And I think she's very much not the guileless fool, but again, you be the judge of that. The next one is Will Smith, Sun in Libra, Moon in Scorpio, Rising Gemini. He was just in the news, or the social media news, or whatever, because he had a very open conversation with his wife about her having a relationship with another man, and he actually got very emotional there and got some flack, or got teased, because he was actually showing emotion, which I think is, our society sucks, I swear. Anyway, a high manifestation would be, he's the lover. He sure is. And I think he even played in a movie, I think it was called Hitch, a love doctor, with the soul of the phoenix. That's the whole idea of sort of resurrecting, being burned down, and being able to sort of come into a new form of being. I will say this, Moon in Scorpio is super sensitive, so he's super hurt, and I'm not, anyway, not for me to comment. And he's wearing the mask of the clever one, and he surely is. If you need any proof, just listen to the intro song for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's his creation. And the crazy thing is that there's a shit ton of people who can recite that verbatim. Anyway, and not so high by manifestation for him would be, he is the fence sitter with the soul of the seducer, wearing the mask of the chatterbox. Chatterbox? Yeah, I think so. Barack Obama. So a high manifestation would be Leo, he's the boss, with Gemini, the soul of the communicator, wearing the mask of the revolutionary. That's Aquarius. Now you might want to argue with me that he wasn't exactly a revolutionary, because he didn't get a lot of the things done that people expected him to when he was in office. And I say to you, he was the first Black president, so I'm definitely going to say he broke the mold on that. And just Aquarius has a very sort of egalitarian, humanitarian kind of worldview. So I think that's what he personified or showed to us. And then a not so high manifestation would be that he is the autocrat with the soul of the trickster, wearing the mask of the flake. And I think if you ask anyone in a red state, not anyone, but some people in red states, they might say that's him. Again, not for me to say. Next is Joe Biden, Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Taurus, Rising Sagittarius, Ascendant Sagittarius. It's the same thing, Rising and Ascendant. A high manifestation, he's the phoenix, again, phoenix rising from the ashes, and he's had to reinvent himself, his emotional nature, so many times, when his wife and I think one of his children died, when his son died, when he went, there's a lot of stuff that's gone on with him. So he definitely has that capacity, I think. And also Scorpio is a very sensitive sign, in the sense that they can read people. So I think he gets people around him a lot more than people give him credit for. With the soul of the builder, Taurus, his whole claim to fame is that he's able to reach across the aisle, which I don't know anymore. I mean, yes, we need to make peace, but boy, oh boy. Anyway, wearing the mask of the explorer. And I'm going to say I pulled explorer, but more than anything, Sagittarius energy is about being out there and saying it like it is. So Sagittarius can be super blunt, and that is definitely, actually it'll come up in the next sentence, and that is definitely one of their signatures, that they don't hold back. And so the not so high manifestation is that he's the seducer, which I guess is part of that, I don't even know what happened to it, that sexual harassment lawsuit and the whole touchy-feely thing he's got going. With the soul of a stubborn mule, again, try and make a Taurus change, ain't gonna happen. Wearing the mask of the overbearing jerk. Again, enough said. And then number 45, I'm not saying his name, I'm trying to stay under the radar of the trolls, I don't want to deal. Sun in Gemini, Moon in Sag, Ascendant in Leo. So high manifestation for him would be that he's a storyteller with the soul of the explorer, wearing the mask of the boss. So he's wearing the mask of the boss, and then just to see here, he had Sun in Leo. He is the boss. Just saying. Not saying that a Gemini couldn't be president. JFK was a Gemini, so not saying that. Okay, and then the not so high manifestation is for number 45, he is the eternal adolescent with the soul of the overbearing jerk, wearing the mask of the autocrat. Yeah, can't add anything. Okay, how do you find your signature? You are going to go to astro.com. I'm going to link that below. You're going to look in the lower left corner, and you're going to see this kind of box. And then it'll say Sun in Leo, Moon in Gemini, and then here right on the side it says AC, that's Ascendant, and that's in Aquarius. Then you're going to go to my website, also linked below, and you are looking for this sheet, which is called Archetypal Signature, and it will tell you all the different patterns that are associated with a specific sign. So the Capricorn is the father, but it's also the Hermit, blah, blah, so forth. And a couple of caveats. This describes the costume. So in an earlier video, I'll also link that, I talk about how your birth chart is the stage of your life. Your planets are the actors, and the costume that they're wearing are the signs. So these are the costumes, and depending what the rest of the chart looks like, these archetypes may be super visible. It may be very obvious that someone is an Aries or a Virgo, or not. And it all depends on the rest of the chart, but the underlying energy is present. And then lastly, these are labels. These are describing the pure energy of that archetype, and there is always a spectrum. So we can express it on the evolved level or the not so evolved level, and that doesn't mean we're always here or always in the middle. Could be 1 week we're here and 1 week we're here or here. Anyway, you get the picture. So again, spectrum. It's just like everything else I'm talking about here. It's just a small piece of the pie of who you are, and it's not your whole chart and your whole story. So let me stop sharing. That was it for today. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you go and look at your own stuff, and actually leave me a comment. Actually leave me a comment about who you are, and also leave me a comment about what famous people or people in the news you want me to look at, and if they do have if I can find birth charts for them, I might talk about them in one of my next videos. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and thanks so much for listening to me. I really like doing these. Have a good evening. Take care.